Hi, and welcome to... What's wrong?
Sorry, it's just a spooky episode.
Well, you're right about that. Today's our Halloween-themed episode on Bulldog Weekly. In this episode, we will celebrate with segments on pumpkin carving and ghost hunting.
But before we get into any of that, here's the week ahead from our principal, Mr. Devoll, and the sports rundown from our athletic director, Bill Tilden.
Hello everybody, it's the Rundown. I'm Mike Devoll, I'm the building principal. Today is Sunday, November 4th. Not Halloween. But Halloween was last week. There was a lot going on last week in terms of our athletic teams as the MIAA state tournament began. Later on the Rundown, I will throw it over to Mr. Tilden, who will walk us through all that there was to report. It's Sunday, and I don't even remember what happened on Friday or Saturday, and today, but there were a lot of tournament games in action. Monday is November 5th, and it's day 6 in our cycle. Tuesday the 6th is day 7. Wednesday the 7th is day 8. I'm flying through the week. This is kind of that weird part of the school year where there's not a lot happening. We're kind of regrouping from a busy term 1. We're starting term 2 right now. It's the time before Thanksgiving, so there aren't a lot of things happening, and yet when Mr. Tilden gets on, there's a lot of things happening. Thursday, November 8th, we have some activity. We have the MCAS retest for students that are new to the school and transferred in and didn't take an MCAS last year. They will sit for the MCAS test in English. Day 1 is that Thursday, and also at 9 o'clock we're going to be giving out the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship. That is to 25% of our senior class who performed well on the 3 MCAS tests that they did in high school. And as a result, they have free tuition to all in-state colleges. So that's a great scholarship ceremony for family and friends Thursday at 9 a.m. Friday, November 9th is day 2 in our cycle. Hopefully, if Mr. Tilden allows us and tells us the case, we're still playing tournament games, potentially a football game that night, and that would be the Division 6 final. That would be exciting for the school. Have a great day, everybody. Mr. Tilden, tell us what's what. A little piece of paper. Still got it.
Thank you, Mr. Devoll. We got way too much to cover today to be messing with this thing. Thanks for another week with the Bulldog crew over here. We didn't have a whole lot of sports going on this week. Boys soccer went out to Carver. Beautiful new turf complex over there that they did play on. 1-1 tie. And girls soccer went out to New Bedford High, played on their turf, and won 8-4 to finish up their regular season. We're now rolling into the tournament season. Starting off today, we've got field hockey out at Sandwich, playing at a 3:30 game. And then back at home, girls volleyball is hosting somebody really cool, but I don't remember who it is. Notre Dame Academy. There we go. Thank you, Allison Gard, for helping me out on that. Tomorrow's game for football, the weather looks really, really bad. Looks like thunder showers at game time, so we're looking at possibly moving that game to Saturday. Hopefully more to come out soon about that. That is against Dedham. And Sunday is soccer day. Girls soccer is going to be down at Tabor on Saturday. That's going to be an 11 o'clock game. And then the boys soccer all the way out in Holliston, I believe their game is at 1:30. But I got to double check on that. Who am I missing? I can't think of anybody. Cross country is at the coach's invite this weekend. They get to run in the pouring rain on Saturday morning. Besides that, that's it for sports for now. Back to the Bulldog crew. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Devoll and Mr. Tilden, for those informative updates.
Can we wrap this up? I want to get out of here and go get some candy.
Halloween isn't only about the candy. It's about the spirit in all its festivities.
Well, speaking of festivities, the AFS Club held their annual pumpkin carving contest, and the entries were gorgeous. Let's check it out.
Say about 8 years. I started with a couple of exchange students who had never carved pumpkins, and there were like 3 of us in the courtyard. And then every year it's increased and increased, and it's become a real fun annual event that the kids enjoy. And it's kind of first started as something to show kids from other countries one of our traditions, but our kids have really grasped onto it and enjoy it. So.
So we're making the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland, and we're planning also on painting the stripes on it too to make it colorful.
Yeah, we participated in the pumpkin carving last year, but it was kind of a flop. We kind of killed our pumpkin, so we're aiming at doing a better job this year.
So this is our pumpkin.
We decided to have a unicorn style, hence this little horn. And then 3 eyes because 3 people made it, but 1 person left.
So kind of not dedicated like us.
But we're trying to add hair at the moment. See this little stuff?
Okay, so my name is Andrew Steele, and I've been in the AFS program for about 3 years now. I'm a junior. And for my pumpkin, I'm going to go for a more traditional style, possibly scary, spiky teeth, dangerous eyes.
As always, the pumpkin carving was a success and really cool to see. Hope to see it again next year.
To wrap this episode up, we have a very spooky segment to see if ORR is really haunted. Let's take a look. Have you ever felt a presence in an empty room? Maybe seen a door closed by itself, or even a ghost? I'm Olivia Rose. This is School Spirits. For those of you that don't know, ORR has a rather spooky inhabitant. Last year, one of our crew members interviewed the custodians to see if anything mysterious happened after we left. Here's what they had to say.
It was about my second year I was working here. I had just cleaned the room, and when we're done cleaning the rooms, we always make sure the doors are locked, and we check the handle on the door, and there's a deadbolt that goes in to make sure it is locked. And after I had locked the door, checked the handle, made sure it was locked, pulled the door, I walked away, and then the door opened by itself with the deadbolt out.
My first time seeing something, I was coming down my hallway, and me and Rick were shutting off our areas, and we started walking down the stairs, and if you go down to the next level, you can still see down the hall, and there was a black figure of a person at the end of my hall. So, and then it disappeared. Like, it wasn't there for too long, like a couple of seconds.
Seems like for the last 8 months I haven't seen anything taking place, and I know that before that, last year, there was a lot of activity where actually all 4 of us were upstairs and we saw the shadow at the end of the hall near the LSC and near Adam's room. It was looked like it was coming out of the wall, moving around, and then going back and disappear, come back out. So one of the custodians walked down there, and he saw it, and then it disappeared, but after he walked back to the end of the hall again, it reappeared. And then at that point, we all just left.
Yeah, this actually happened like maybe a month ago. Rick was out, and I was closing off his area, checking all his doors, and I shut off the lights to go down the hall. And when I was going down the hall, from the road side of the school, you could see light coming through the rooms and all that. And I just happened to walk by and I turned my head and there was just a black figure in one of the rooms. I can't remember which room it was, but it was just a black figure. I stopped and I turned around to look back and it was gone. But it was clearly, you could tell it was a person in that room.
This year we plan on investigating the school in order to answer the question, is ORR haunted? These were our findings.
We're in the room where fellow co-worker Mikhaili Sivianakis claims he had an experience with the printer. One night after school during drama, he came up here to grab a snack when the printer started working all by itself. But no one would be here at that time to print something, so obviously it must have been something else. We're going to conduct a spirit box.
It's the eve of Halloween. It's not even doing anything. Frank! I just tripped over myself. I don't like that printer.
Do you have a connection to anyone in the school? Okay, I'm like flipping myself out. What happened? Because like I swear I just heard something bump over there, and I know it's probably like nothing, but like it's like I just flipped myself out. Okay. It sounded like it sounded like have you ever sat on a car? Like it makes the metal goes down, makes that like bump bump sound, right? It like sounded like that, like right over there, and I'm like kind of flipping out, but like I don't know if it's just me being like crazier than like usual, or like it was something actually like behind me. Hello, was that anyone over here? Okay, I totally get it. You know, you passed on and maybe you're just hanging out in a school. You used to be a teacher. I don't know what your deal is, but I heard you. Okay? I'm hearing stuff over there now and it's kind of making me scared.
Well, that's what we discovered during our paranormal investigation. Whether or not the school is haunted remains a mystery. That's all for this year. See you next time. Teachers and students, if you would like to have something filmed and shown on Bulldog Weekly, let us know at the ORC TV station.
Be sure to check out our channel on Vimeo for everything else we film here at ORC TV. We film sports games, town meetings, local events, and so much more.
Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Bulldog Weekly. Until next time, I'm Olivia.
And I'm Maddie.
And this is Bulldog Weekly. Maddie? Maddie, where'd you go? Guys, what's going on?
And this is Bulldog Weekly.
Oh, phew, it was just a dream.
Well, that wraps up this week's episode. Until next time, I'm Mike.
No!